It's Terry Henney and his Farm Show on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
There we go. A mostly sunny good morning to you. Jonathan Dent along with Matthew Lester filling in for Terry one more time this week. Terry will be with us all next week, and then the following week actually is the National Association of Farm Broadcasters convention, and Terry will be heading out to that, so we look forward to that 2 weeks from now. But in the meantime, we'll take a look at what we've got going on here heading into the weekend. In terms of the weather, the windy day that we saw yesterday not carrying over here today, at least not as much. Winds backing down a little bit, and they shift to be a little bit more northwesterly. Hopefully everybody had a safe and fun Halloween evening yesterday. Got a little cooler there in the late afternoon and evening. 73 was our high just after 1 in the afternoon out at the airport, and that was just before that system blew across the region from the west. It didn't bring as much precipitation as we may have been expecting or kind of wanting even a little bit. Only trace amounts recorded out at MBS. It looks like the more organized system that was making its way across the state broke up before it reached our neck of the woods here in the Great Lakes Bay region, and we stayed dry for the most part, save for a few scattered showers. Last night, the clouds continued to clear off. We got down to 45 degrees just before sunrise this morning, and we're not looking at warming up too much more here today. Right now, what are we looking at, Matthew?
Yeah, so over at the airport, it's partly sunny at 47. Over in Midland, it's partly sunny at 48. Here at Radio Center, it's mostly sunny at 46. We have west winds at 15 miles per hour, and our pressure's at 30.19, and it's rising.
Yeah, we've got a high-pressure system moving across to the north of us. That's up in Ontario. It'll be continuing kind of on that trajectory, dipping down. Once it gets past Michigan, off to the east, it'll dip down to about our latitude there. But that's what's driving our weather right now, giving us a nice couple of days here, a little bit closer to normal. Looking at 50 degrees for a high today. That gusty southwest wind that we had yesterday has shifted to be more northwesterly here today. That's thanks to that high-pressure system to the north of us. Still a bit breezy, gusts up to 25 miles per hour expected. Eventually, those winds will swing all the way around to the east overnight tonight. We do expect mostly cloudy, but we'll get some looks at the sun here this afternoon as the clouds continue to thin out. Tonight, we're expecting to drop to around freezing. 31 degrees our low overnight. That's about as cold as we'll get over the next few days, several days, even on into the week next week here in the Great Lakes Bay region. Tomorrow, we will start off the weekend with mostly sunny skies, a high of 54 degrees. Still a few clouds overnight tomorrow night, but mostly clear skies as we get down to around 36 for a low. Sunday, that's our next chance to see some showers. By then, that high-pressure system will have moved out. Low-pressure system making its way pretty much across the entire continental U.S., moving into the area, and that's going to drive some weather our way. Sunday afternoon is when those showers really become more prevalent. 56 are high on Sunday, but the showers really start to pick up Sunday night, and the winds shifting to be more southeasterly and getting pretty strong as well. We're looking at 48 for a low Sunday night. We'll get wet through the first couple of days of the work week. Monday, showers with a chance for thunderstorm activity, warming up a little bit into the upper 60s. By Tuesday, we expect to be up around that 70-degree mark for a high, though still those showers, possibility of thunderstorms throughout the day. Tuesday night into Wednesday is when we'll see those clouds clear out, but temperatures will fall back into the upper 50s. For a high, much closer to normal, though still above average. We'll stay above that normal temperature throughout the rest of the week next week, but not quite as warm as what we had seen to start off this week. So in short, staying dry but cool today and tomorrow. Sunday starts a little bit of a warm-up, and rain lasting all the way into Wednesday, when we'll get back to kind of what we'd expect for this time of year, though still a little bit above. Our long-range outlook reflects that. We're looking at up to November 14th already. Above average temperatures, slightly below average on the precipitation. So we will take what we can get here during the weekend and to start the week next week. Average high for November the 1st is 53 degrees. Our average low, 37. Record high set in 1950 was 80 degrees. And our record low was set just a year before that in 1949 at 21 degrees. So no threat of reaching either of those. I'm not brave enough to say we've seen our last 80 for the year, but I think it's good money that we have. Sun will set this evening at 6:27, rise tomorrow morning at 8:14. We'll have more on the weather as we move on through this Friday broadcast, but we've got a market report to get to. Matthew, who are we talking to today?
Up next, we have Gary Kaufman from Star of the West, and we also have Doug Klein from Oppenheimer.
All of that's ahead, but first, the weather report today brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrien Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. They're licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. Now, you can reach their agents directly on their cell phones for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office in downtown Reese. It's 989-868-4722. Risk management, it's all about protecting yourself against the bad things, taking advantage of the good things. You can do all of that and more by working with the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency.
Time for a look at the markets now on this Friday. We say good morning to Gary Kaufman from Star of the West. Gary, how are we doing today?
Hey, good morning, Jonathan. I'm doing well, thank you.
So, how are we ending out this week? I'm looking at some numbers here that seem to indicate kind of not much movement today. Did we lose you? We'll try and get Gary Kaufman back on the line here as we continue on with our market report. The market report brought to you by Thumb Bank and Trust, making agricultural loans since 1895. Farming today continues to offer up challenges that are very demanding, and Thumb Bank and Trust helps you stay up to date on industry trends and the trends of your operation. Thumb Bank and Trust, serving you with locations throughout the Thumb and in the Great Lakes Bay region. Thumb Bank and Trust, where relationships are built on trust. At least the last numbers I'm seeing say not too much movement in the way of the markets right now, but a little bit more on that. I think we've got Gary Kaufman back. Gary, you there?
Yep, I got back here, Jonathan. Not sure what happened there. Technical difficulties, as they say.
Oh, we love them. So what are we looking at to end the week here?
Yeah, right now, for the week, wheat's up about 2, corn down about a penny, and soybeans are down about 3 since last Friday's close. But currently today, we have cash wheat up a penny at $5.57 on the white, $4.82 on the red. New crop for 2025 also up a penny at $6.08 on the white, $5.23 on the red. Cash and current crop corn, let's call it up 3 at $3.39, and cash and current crop soybeans up a couple at $8.98.
So we're just kind of holding on, not even just today, but for the week, not big moves in any direction.
No, soybeans since challenging the contract low here probably Wednesday, we made a nice move back to kind of get us to even here for the week, and today we're up for about the third consecutive day, and we're getting some of that strength from the surging world of vegetable oil markets, especially palm oil, and And then Friday, we've seen a gap higher, but we've lost some luster, I guess. We were up a little bit higher, but yeah, we've had decent export sales this week. But South America weather's kind of tapering the rally here as they were getting some beneficial rains down there, and forecast looks pretty good. So they're projecting pretty much a record crop down there again. So between our record crop, we got good demand on the sales side on exports. So it's been kind of a balance per se for the week, and that's the way it's kind of been the last couple of weeks for sure. So
balance was the word I was going to use, so glad you got to it. Hey, you mentioned a record crop. What are things looking like out your way?
yeah, we're just wrapping up our fall season here. The soybeans are pretty much all done. The last bit of corn, probably 5 to 10% to go, and here we are November 1st, and this is the earliest, I think, since 2012, if I recall, that we've been done this early. So, but yeah, good fall weather. Got some nice rains for the winter wheat, and that's kind of kept that in check this week as we're getting pretty dry, and looks like we got some more rain coming for that wheat in the ground, and that'll be very, very beneficial as that goes into dormancy here pretty quick. So.
Absolutely. Gary, thank you very much. We'll check in with you again next week.
All right, Jonathan. Thank you.
Thank you. Gary Kaufman over at Star of the West. Over to Doug Klein at Oppenheimer we go for a little bit more on the markets on this Friday morning. Doug, good morning.
Good morning.
How are we doing today?
Well, it's interesting today, of course, always is. Amazon had their earnings. They were good. They're spending a lot of money on AI, and apparently that's going to guarantee a return in the future. That's a big thing. Boeing is talking about settling their strike on Monday, so that's a big thing. And the labor market came in fairly weak, 12,000 new jobs, and that kind of sort of means that we're going to get an interest rate cut after the election's over next week. So a lot going on to think about. Stock market surging pretty good. Not hitting new highs, so that's, okay. We need to see a new high to make sure all the sellers are out again. So I have to see what happens next week, but it's an okay day today. Here's your numbers. The December corn is 413 3/4, up 3. March corn 429, up 3. The November soybeans 984.5, up 2. January soybeans 997 1/4, up 2 3/4. December wheat 571 1/4, up 3/4, and March wheat is 590 1/2, up 1/4. So crude oil hanging right on the $70 mark, up 79 cents. Heating oil is $225.43, up 2 cents. Gasoline sitting at $2, that's unchanged. Natural gas $2.92 1/4, that's down 4 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar. US dollar buys $1.3922 Canadian, that's down 11 ticks. The dollar buys 152.88 yen. That's up 85 ticks, and that's shown a lot of weakness in the yen again. The euro's at 108.51. That's holding a negative 32 ticks. The dollar's at 104.13, up 15 ticks. We got positives in the precious metals, but no new highs. Gold's at 27.5860, up $9.30. Silver's 32.89, up a dime. Platinum's $1,006.20, up $9.60, and copper's at $436.60, up 2.5 cents.
All right, Doug, thank you very much. We'll talk with you next week.
Sounds good.
Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be talking with Chuck Cervinsky from Maple Hill.
I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevrolet in Vassar, where we are loaded with inventory. We always try to stock as many Chevys as we can, but with even more on the way, it's time to make some room. So check out these all-new offers. 4-wheel drive 2024 Silverado crew cabs starting at just $199 a month. How about the all-new 2025 Equinox? Totally redesigned, sharper than ever, lease it for as little as $302 a month. And if you need a little more size, the 2025 Blazer is now available from $311. If you've been thinking of a new vehicle, the timing is right. Get out today. That's the Cook Superstore, M15, top of the hill in Vassar. Silverado's $199, Equinox is $302, and Chevy Blazer's now only $311.
Payments based on GM employee and family lease, 10,000 miles per year, and includes all rebates. $2,000 cash down plus first payment and tax due at signing. Call or visit us on the web at cookchevysuperstore.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
How can you be sure that you're getting the full potential of your sugar beets? By planting a seed backed by over 50 years of breeding expertise. Hi, Brian Grew here, your local Beta Seed sales manager. At Beta Seed, our breeders research and test thousands of hybrids to find the one with the best traits to drive higher sugar content and better yields while also standing up to diseases and pests on your farm. That's what we call next-gen breeding for next-gen confidence. Want to learn more? Give me a call or visit betaseed.com.
Farm Service is being brought to you by Freeland Bean and Grain. Getting ready for the planting season next year? It's not too early. All you got to do is give certified crop advisor Vic Hupfer a call at Freeland Bean and Grain. He's got the answers to any questions you might have. Freeland Bean and Grain. Since 1983, where serving you is their business. Brought to you today by the folks at Michigan Truck Spring of Saginaw, your complete parts and service headquarters for light, medium, and heavy-duty trucks and trailers, as well as buses and recreational vehicles. Quality parts and service at very competitive prices for well over 45 years. 800-358-4751 or buy online at truckspring.com. And don't forget, they're open Monday through Friday till 11 p.m.
Hey, we were just talking with Gary Kaufman about a record-setting year, not quite record-setting, but early year when it comes to the harvest. Stephanie Zelenko from AgroLiquid, I'm sure you've got some in-depth information about kind of what we're seeing out in the field here as we wrap up harvest.
Yeah, we are definitely ahead of our normal schedule here for the majority of Michigan, and yields are higher than most guys I think we're expecting, especially on that corn side, but even the soybean side. And that does come with a little bit of challenges. The dry weather is making it hard to soil test, and the higher yields actually probably remove more nutrients from the soil than we anticipated. And so that combination can run the risk of throwing our soil test off in the fall. So I just encourage guys to be aware that if you are looking at things, especially that potassium number will tend to be lower than normal, just because we did throw more corn off, and it does tend to get tied up in that soil in these dry conditions.
Man, you're good at this. Every follow-up question I was thinking of, you were answering it as you were talking there. So the drier conditions here having an impact, not necessarily on the yields for this year, but making it harder to plan for next year.
It does. It just adds those extra challenges. Hopefully, we'll get some nutrient cycling with that added residue we get from the higher yields. But it does, take a little bit more drain on that soil. And so we need to think about that as we're approaching our fertility plans for 2025.
Absolutely. And I think I know your answer to this, but when is a good time to soil test?
I like to soil test in the fall, but my biggest recommendation is consistency. So if you are a spring sampler, always sample in the spring. If you're in the fall, always sample in the fall.
Good stuff. Stephanie, thank you very much. We'll talk to you again.
Yep. Have a good day.
Stephanie Zelenko with AgroLiquid. We'll be right back after this.
We could try to explain what it feels like to get your work done on a John Deere. The way a Z-Track mower finishes in half the time you thought it would. How easily soil gets moved with a 1-Series tractor. Or how it feels to tow up to 4,000 pounds behind a Gator XUV. But if you really want to know what it's like to run with us, you just have to get in the seat.
Contact one of Tri-County Equipment's locations in Auburn Hills, Bad Axe, Birch Run, Burton, Caro, Fenton, Lapeer, Marlette, Reese, Saginaw, or Sandusky, or visit Tri-County Equipment online at tricountyequipment.com.
Like you, we never settle. There's more sugar, in fact, better sugar in every seed we sell. For more than a century, we put innovation to work in the service of growers who plant Crystal brand sugar beet seed. With varieties developed especially for your growing area, you can be confident your success is always our top priority. This season, and for seasons to come, choose a seed partner who shares your priorities.
The beauty of a family farm is that everyone pitches in to get things done. There is nothing like the smell of a sugar beet field during harvest or a meal served off the tailgate of a pickup. This is Peter Maxwell, your ACH Seeds representative, with a friendly reminder to keep safety a top priority this season. Please encourage your crews to be cautious with field work and drive safely as they deliver this crop. You've built an impressive legacy, one that is certainly worth protecting. Thanks again for your continued business.
HE8 Seeds, growing with you.
We're going to head over to Maple Hill Nursery now and talk with Chuck Cervinsky. Chuck, during that break, I was just looking at our weather forecast a little bit more for this coming week. And while we're getting some nice rain showers out here next week, some of our friends out west in the higher altitudes are looking at snow. That's a sign that winter's coming to us pretty soon here. What should we be looking at?
Hey, you planted some of those new evergreens this year, maybe boxwood arborvitae, rhododendrons, and those cold winter winds that we get in December through February can cause damage if they're unprotected. And one way you can protect them is with wilt-proof. And what it is, it's an organic and biodegradable spray, and it works by forming a clear liquid protective coating that won't interfere with plant growth. It also will not affect, the osmosis, respiration, or photosynthesis of the plants, which are all essential to plant health. It seals in moisture so your plants won't dehydrate during those winter months. And this can even be sprayed on plants that are existing and have been there for a few years. And when wilt-proof is sprayed on plants, and it's available pre-mixed, we have it, in a pre-mixed squirt bottle or in concentrate. And you're going to want to apply it on a day when temperatures are in the 40s or 50s, so it has a couple of hours to dry. And a typical application of wilt-proof is going to last 3 to 4 months. And if you happen to get a lot of rain midwinter, you can always wait for a sunny day and give it another application.
Hey, sounds like a good thing. Does that mess with, will you notice it just looking at the plant, or does it make any aesthetic difference?
No, it's such a thin layer, you're not going to really notice it at all.
All right. Good stuff. Chuck, thank you very much. We'll talk to you again.
Talk to you next week.
Chuck Cervinsky with Maple Hill Nursery. Back with more after this.
Farmers at heart. At Beck's, that's who we are. For over 100 years, the Beck family has lived and farmed in central Indiana. Today, we're proud to serve a dedicated community of farmers in Michigan. To us, helping farmers succeed means so much more than just being a great seed supplier. Our family of employees and dealers are committed to helping farmers seek new challenges, push boundaries, and innovate in an ever-changing industry. That's what makes Beck's different. We love what we do. We are and will remain farmers at heart.
The versatile Kubota B-Series is a do-it-all tractor. Run powerful attachments that can be easily switched out. It features a hydrostatic transmission and is simple to maintain. The Kubota B-Series. It makes the hard work look easy. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See Kim Weiss at Lingle Equipment, 3001 Sawyer Drive along I-75 at the M81 Carroll exit just south of the Zilwaukee Bridge, Saginaw. Call Kim today at 989-754-7801 or email at k.weiss@lingle1.com.
How can you be sure that you're getting the full potential of your sugar beets? By planting a seed backed by over 50 years of breeding expertise. Hi, Brian Grew here, your local Beta Seed sales manager. At Beta Seed, our breeders research and test thousands of hybrids to find the one with the best traits to drive higher sugar content and better yields while also standing up to diseases and pests on your farm. That's what we call next-gen breeding for next-gen confidence. Want to learn more? Give me a call or visit betaseed.com.
As I said, still a little bit breezy here today. 54 a high with northwest winds gusting up to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, we're dropping below that freezing mark, or at least close to it. 31 is our projected low as the skies continue to clear off. Tomorrow, we're looking at a high of 54 degrees with sunny skies. Still a few clouds overnight. 36 is our low. As we move on into Sunday, we get our next best chance to see some shower activity, especially into the afternoon. That continues all the way into midweek next week. Some good showers moving through should give us a little bit more of a drink there to start off the month of November. That's all we've got for you here today. Well, we've got an update coming up at 12:30, so you stick around for that. But for now, We conclude our program with the playing of the national anthem, brought to you by Euclid Avenue Coins in Bay City.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.